that time again when the moon
and sun have reached perfect balance. Welcome to your neighborhood's place.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
Yo.
Happy New Year.
Well.
It isn't your neighborhood best lunch. How was your New Year's, guys? Good to see you. Glad everyone made it.
2024.
Here we
It
are.
was good. I had to get out for the weekend, and I just came to this cabin out here.
Oh, it looks nice. Yeah. I got the rays of the sun coming.
It's
through,
snowing. It's freezing.
It is pretty cold. I'll say that. Over here in sunny California. Los Angeles, California.
Look at that. It's like a angelic behind Vince
Here
over here.
comes the sun.
David's got the signs of winter, early signs of winter behind him.
It's
We got the
about
winds
to
of
hit.
change.
I'm enjoying the nice weather before that freeze.
You got those pipes all warmed up over there?
Oh, I just had all my pipes redone in the front of our house. Our main line broke a couple weeks back.
Oh, damn.
Cost us about $6,000 to get fucking shit repaired.
What can they do about that? Could they like run like a heated coil against the line?
So what they did is we had old galvanized pipes. We had it when we first moved here in our ceilings, but this was the main line that coming from the street, and that was a galvanized line too. And there was a break, and we saw this water puddle coming up through our lawn, and we let it go for like a week and a half. I was like, let's figure it out.
Galvanized? You mean
Metal?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's those are hand gestures.
Yeah.
He was making.
But they wanted to go up under our driveway, break it open, and all this type of shit. But what they do now, they ended up being able to go under it by some weird crazy fucking machine that they brought in. It's all this construction.
By under, you mean?
Yeah, but so what they did that you don't have to worry about in California is that they took out that galvanized pipe and they replaced it with PEX. PEX is like a PVC type pipe that expands 3 times its size if it freezes. So just to keep you guys a little bit. Yeah, power bottoms.
There you go.
And now it's about power bottoms.
Now to our next subject.
What is the deal? What is the deal?
All right, folks.
Do they have rights or do they not have rights?
It sounds like a power tool. But it's not.
You grab the power bottom out of the
Power
door.
bottom?
Yeah, PVC pipe is a well-known pipe that's used often in construction.
Yeah. So, how was your guys' New Year's? Any moments of last year stand out?
What year?
Yeah, let's not try to relive it. Let's try to think positive. 2024.
Well, I mean, I had some good stuff. I mean, I met one of my podcast heroes, Sam Tripoli. I think John got footage of that for like a small little clip.
They come to us all
They
day
come
long.
to you. FedEx comes to you.
Yeah.
That's a pretty badass. What do you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's fun.
I met him at XG. Got to go to we went to a couple shows that were pretty cool. You know,
Oh yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age. You know, we saw Skinny Puppy's last show together. We had quite a eventful end of the year.
Yeah, we started this thing because of all the tragic things that were happening, and we had to just talk about it.
Always look on the bright.
We're tired of talking
life.
about it over in John's couch back there. We wanted to bring it to you, to the internet.
John's
He's like, tell me where did it happen?
The biggest
Tell me
couch
where
in the
did it
world.
happen?
This is John and like 5 big black dudes right behind him.
The casting couch. No.
John
That's
casting couch.
This is why I have that specific lighting. It's a warm color today.
it's a beautiful color, and it's
Want to
warm
make you feel comfortable.
in the winter, right? Got to do it. Got to stay warm out here. Woo.
But going
But
back to New Year's,
how was it for you, David?
It was good. We threw a party here at our house, kind of like last moment. We went to a party the night before to watch the Cowboys game, and then we were like, "You guys just want to have a party over at our house tomorrow?" And yeah, we kind of threw it together last minute, but we had a good turnout. I forgot I had this big giant box of like crazy illegal fireworks in my shed.
Texas, it's not illegal over there, is it?
It is like in certain parts you can blow them off. I have to go outside, like outside into like another county to go pick them up.
Blocks
But
over.
but I blew them up right here in the backyard.
We did the same in Big.
Oh,
They're the ones. The Modars shot straight up, and a buddy of mine, we just like started lighting off.
golly.
12:30.
Simulation.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow, that's cool. There was a lot of fireworks, I thought. In fact, it felt like maybe
man.
this year for New Year's specifically, like a lot of people had a lot of pretty cool fireworks.
Where I live, there's fireworks for like any reason at all. Like just all of a sudden, it's like bam, 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 bam. It's like whoever is playing one.
You get a lot of gunshots out here. A lot of
Mhm.
Watch
Hopefully
out for
down
them
to the
stray
dirt.
bullets.
Yeah, hopefully down in the dirt, not like up in the area.
My buddy lives down the street. He's like, should I just go back to my house, go get a couple guns? He goes, we'll just shoot them in the dirt. I was like, no. I was like, no, dude, it's all right.
Kinda.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun though. You know, you just gotta be careful.
But you consider a bunch of drunk people around and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that mixed alcohol and guns is not the best thing.
Yeah, and especially because if
Disclaimer.
you have an easy trigger.
Disclaimer. Read the caption below. Thank you.
You gotta be careful.
Disclaimer complete.
Well, how was your New Year's? What did you do?
Oh,
Me?
my New Year's or Vince's New Year's, because my New Year's is nothing to write home about. I didn't even make. I almost made it to East Coast New Year's. I couldn't even make it up. I just go to sleep early. So
That's all you gotta take a nap. You know, we're
that day,
I took a nap that day.
Or just do a bunch of cocaine.
Yeah, remember? How's that ticker of yours? Or did you use all your coke days on your youth? You know, you only get like a certain amount per lifetime, and then it's like
life bar. It's a life bar in Zelda. Like,
I wasted all my coke tokens in my 20s.
But now it's all fentanyl, though, right? You take some coke in the beginning and fentanyl before you go to bed.
no.
Just a little bit.
Well, yeah, just a tiny
And then you just stand sideways like that for like till
For the
morning.
New Year's.
Jeez.
You know, it's funny because the same thing was for like I didn't do much this New Year's. Like there was an
fentanyl we're talking about. How
I
much
didn't
is
do my
it?
fentanyl this year.
Tell me how much.
it was a different year.
Right, you only do a little bit, and then
Yeah, I don't really know how those people could do it out there, you know, because when you see
That's
these
crazy.
videos like Philadelphia, then you see like Chicago, you see LA, and you just see people like hunched over, like
No, it's insane.
well, I seen
I think
somebody.
it'd be so easy for someone to just pull down your pants while you're just sitting
Well,
there
yeah,
like
that's-
that.
or just rob your ass.
when you have,
Vulnerable
but you do
butts
that
out there,
on-
dude.
That happens
People
on
need to be careful.
that happens on H too, though. You know, so
Yeah.
because with that, it's like I saw somebody actually buy fentanyl and use fentanyl, and I realized that it's kind of like the same people who would want to do NAS and just sit out and not do anything. There's a lot of that, but people on the street, they've turned their life into that, and so they're seeking only that, and they're willing to expose, you know, what they look like when they're high on whatever substance, in this case fentanyl, and that's what it looks like. It zonks you out. That's what it does. It's like H, but a little bit goes a longer way. Disclaimer below, everyone. You read the disclaimer below, but that's why it's an
Disclaimers.
epidemic, because it's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, and it's funny because I remember the first time I saw someone do NAS and he just hunched over and just drop. I was like,
Laugh all stupid.
yeah, and it was just like, man, how is it that you even just take it that far, or you want to keep doing that? Like,
Well, have you
it doesn't
done
seem
it?
like-
Have you done it before, John?
I'm gonna take the fifth.
Well, I got like I've never keeled over or fell over like that, but
Life
you can
bar.
want to keep doing it again. Like
Well, that's the thing that's trippy because
like
like
if
you
you
take it-
When
high
you realize the effect, you want to experience it again. That
yeah,
kind of thing.
you realize the fact you like it a lot. When you're sitting down on a couch and you're just there, it's like awesome. Like I wouldn't want to be standing up, you know.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it
It
doesn't take much, you know, to like just hit your head on the concrete there and just like that's
Yeah.
kinda it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
and
but
you
the
hit
world
hard.
is the world can be your couch, and for some people, in some people's minds, so they do it on a street corner, on against a building, or down the alleyway, or over here,
Laying on a
Place-
pillow made of concrete.
Well,
on a stairwell. Or,
I did salvia for the first time, like on a not like on high up steps. Were you there with me, Vinny?
Yeah, and so is James.
Yeah, I was thinking James
That
was
was
there
all our
too.
first time doing
was-
salvia.
that
That was
was a house
fucking
party.
terrifying.
But do you remember that one guy that was doing salvia and he was just like, I never seen somebody on salvia like that where he jumped
In the
around and goes,
trees, I'm on
"Oh,
salvia.
"Oh, salvia," and he just kept jumping around like I was like, where does he fucking get this energy and shit from?
Yeah,
Nice.
like I remember seeing David took a hit, and then he goes like this, like his smile dropped, and I was like, bullshit, dude, come on, like, you're kidding. And then he kind of came to, kind of looked at me and smiled again, but then got lost again.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I'm like, no way, no way. And then I took my hit, and then I just remember feeling fingers like this, because I guess I was like sitting on like the stoop or whatever, and I started leaning forward towards the bushes.
Yeah.
And then I just like, it was like, what the fuck, dude? I go, that's it. This is fuck, dude. I'm gonna be one of those fucking weirdos walking down the street, you know. Oh, I'm never coming back. This is horrible. Why did I do this, you know? And then I hear,
myself up already.
and then I hear everyone go, James, James, James. I go, James. Like in slow motion, and I look, and I see James is standing up like fucking Frankenstein, like foaming at the mouth, like standing. I was like, whoa! And then I was like, what the fuck just happened, dude? And then like after I knew that you could come back, I was like, all right, let me try it again. I was like, all right, I'm good. And then every single time I've probably done it about like 15 times, you know, but I had to dare myself to do it every single time.
But the nicest part of the trip is coming off of it.
Yeah. But the thing is, I've done I've done DMT, and the visual effects are very similar, but the I guess the mentality, like DMT is happy. You feel euphoric. You feel really, really good, and you know, great the whole time. This one was just terrifying. You're just scared, like, oh fuck, you know. And I don't know, it was just kind of trippy because they're both kind of similar in a way.
Yeah, they have a psychosis or some sort of takes you to a different psychology. Maybe that psychedelic quality to it, but it's
I heard
instantaneous.
it's a female derivative also, and one thing is that a lot of females that I know that have taken it seem to really like it. And I wonder if that has a correlation or something. But yeah, I know like more than like 4 or 5 girls have told me like, yeah, dude, when I like it a lot. And you know, every guy I know says fucking terrifying. You know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I've never heard that, but I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't recommend it. I think it's bad for your lungs more than anything. But it is a pretty jolting experience. And when I did it that one time, I didn't want to do that anymore because that was crazy. But it's interesting how I don't know. I think kind of like Carl Jungian with it, right? You got to confront the shadow. And I don't know if it's safe to say, but I think that there's some pieces of truth in when you do these like psychological, psychedelic kind of things that some of them make you kind of see a little bit of that, connect with certain things, come face to face with it. And that could be a good thing.
I think DMT definitely does do that. Like I've pulled some good lessons and some good you know, I guess inner qualities out from those trips, you know. And I've spoken to whatever that entity or being is, and it's given me like straight answers before. So it's pretty trippy, you know. Enlightening experience to say the least.
Salvia information. Let's see. Hold it right there. Let's see. Salvia divinorum is a psychedelic drug, which means it can affect the senses, altering a person's thinking, sense of time, and emotion. Psychedelics can cause a person to hallucinate, seeing, and hearing things that do not exist or are distorted. According to anecdotal user reports, the fresh leaves and dried leaves are used.
Yeah, it comes from the mint family. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Interesting.
The shamans used to use it in Mexico a lot.
I love mint ice cream. My God.
You love salvia. That's what that means.
I do not love mint ice cream.
Mint
This one's Vinny's favorite.
They'll
right
do
here.
like dark chocolate, like maybe even a rocky
no, I
milk,
don't
and then
like it in
and then the
chocolate.
bottom scoop is a mint.
I like it in gum.
So you
or
like Biden's ice
any
cream,
mints.
chocolate mint. You're like chocolate mint Biden over here.
chocolate mint Biden.
chocolate mint.
Chocolate chip.
You know, if he eats my ice cream, he's got my vote. Imagine.
That's the way it goes. You better vote for him before it melts. So like the year just started, and already like a lot of crazy shit's happening. Did you guys hear about the I guess the riot in Miami? There was like they said it was like 20 teenagers that like got in the fight, so they had to like bring out 80 police cars.
A rumble?
Yeah.
A teacher rumble?
Yeah,
There-
I didn't hear about it.
It was,
Okay,
it was 15 to 20 like teenage kids beating up on people and throwing sticks around.
and throwing fireworks.
Teenage rumble. Oh,
So
wow.
there's that story, and then there's a story that everyone else is saying is like, hey, no, we were at the mall and we saw 8 to 10 foot tall aliens here, and every time we tried to take video, like their phone would wig out. It was really weird, and it seemed like they would just like teleport from one area to another. You're starting to get multiple accounts of people saying this now. So aliens are back in the news, and I don't know if it's just one of those cool conspiracies just caught fire and it's going on, but either way, it's interesting, I think. A lot of people are talking about it.
Rumble.
Miami. There's a rumble in Miami.
Take that shit off. You get in trouble for that.
There's a rumble in Miami.
Now we're gonna have to like take the whole episode down.
That's probably like in the public domain, like Mickey Mouse now.
I think so.
If you guys want to hear more of that song, go down to your local YouTube and pick up a
Your local library and check out the local tape.
Yeah, our local YouTube only lets us use a little bit, or else we get
Right, your congressman.
Download it. Get
Your
US
YouTube ambassador.
They'll let you connect to their Wi-Fi.
But you
And
know,
then look at all your
back to that Miami thing.
Yes.
There's a cop that came out saying, "Man, we were responding to a bunch of kids, and there was none of this that was going on." I'm trying to look for the video, but
you
It
can
seemed
find
like-
another cop saying the different, saying like, hey, yeah,
there's
this
fucking aliens everywhere.
yeah. So you don't know, and now
Yes, hold on. Wait, so there was 12 kids, and they decided to beat up.
They said 20. Just they keep
12
changing the number.
And then all of a sudden, an alien showed up and said, "Hey guys, I got better people to fight. Let's fight this way." And that's what happened.
here's a video.
No,
An
they appeared is what happened.
Oh my gosh! So these 20 kids are saying they're eyewitness to an alien.
No. And the thing is, there's only one video of people actually fighting, and it's outside of the mall.
Oh, they're fighting the alien.
No, they're fighting each other.
la ciudad de Miami.
So this is a response, kid, to a bunch of 20-year-olds fighting in the mall.
Todas las unidades de la ciudad de Miami.
So this is how much cops they sent.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, you
That's a
could
lot
be
of
afraid of
things going
terrorist
on.
activity, I guess. But
It doesn't surprise me. When it's mall, they go crazy when it's mall.
either way, I want to
Here
believe
is
the
a-
aliens.
And then here is a footage of what people are saying is
Oh, an
An
alien showed up.
alien.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that
look
guy's
at
dancing.
the size of that
He's
compared to the
dancing.
cars, and on the other side of the building, you could see more little figures like that too.
Are you human or are you dancer? Huh?
See?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Well, I think I mentioned
Power.
before that 2025 is when all the alien stuff's supposed to come out. But this could be Project Bluebeam in the works.
Project Bluebeam? Okay, get him. Tell me.
Watch it.
Blue. What
But I'm
is it?
kind of with you, James. It doesn't surprise me that there's that many people. If there's that many kids getting into fights in the city, it's not that they were sending out the cops just for that many kids. It's they didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, it
They
could have been
were
terror.
afraid
They'd
of
like,
people.
like
You know
this
what I
is
mean?
it. One of those cops is like, this is fucking it.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and backpedal.
It wasn't this.
I'm gonna backpedal now, David. I'm gonna say that no, I think that what actually happened.
here's a
Was this
closer
Downtown
footage of
Miami.
it.
Oh,
Tonight, they're
give us
facing
a little
several
bit of a
charges for
close-up
this
of that.
attack and for the panic
no, yes,
caused
it was
at
a brawl.
Bayside Marketplace
That's the one and only
last
video.
night. Police say more than 50 juveniles damaged stores, started fights,
50.
and set off fireworks.
Oh,
See, the number keeps changing. It was
Caught on
20,
camera
now it's
beating up a
30,
man
now
in
it's
downtown
50.
Miami. Tonight, they're facing several charges for this attack and
we
for
don't
the
need to hear that
panic.
newscaster again.
Yeah.
You know, so what I think actually happened though was that there was a brawl. We have footage of that. We just saw that, ladies and gentlemen. We can deduce that much, Watson. But I think,
Helicopters in the sky.
but at the same time, all those police cars showed up because when they got the code blue line, as Vince called it, and they're like, "Uh-oh, we've got one of those non-human dancers, right? That showed up, aka alien, right?" And And then
Really
they
pushed on it.
then they sent them all. They sent them all in, and they're not telling us that because they have to increase the amount of people now. They're like, oh no, it was 100 people that were fighting. That's why we sent them in, right, Vince?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that they could have just been like, "Hey, dude, a big ass commotion's happening, and you know, we have all these the open borders. Who knows what's going on? You know, like
Fireworks and shit like that.
Borders.
It sounds like a big bombing, like in a public sector, or public place.
yeah, just
So-
it's alarming either way. But
It is
like I
true.
said,
It is
yeah, the amount of police force, everyone is trying to justify it, and then we do see those weird images in those videos where people are like, "Well, what the hell is that? Then what the hell is it? I don't know what it is." People are saying aliens.
Well,
And-
can I?
and-
Let me share. I'll share a real story. That was just all fun. My comments there, but I was actually in the Raleigh Mall. I forget what they call it. Something with the tree. I forget. But there was a noise, and then all of a sudden I'm in a Macy's changing room, and I hear people running, and they're like, oh my god. It was in the cafeteria. I didn't hear, and the whole mall shuts down, and then it's me and my girl at the time, and we're like here for 3 hours, cramped in a Macy's dressing room, basically. Like, what do you like? This is crazy.
Okay, I don't want to get too personal.
They send us out in a line,
That's
and it's
insane.
like it was and then you saw how many police cars were there, John? Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Did you guys
you know what it was?
since you guys were
In the
there?
news, in the news later on. No, because there's like 20 other people. We ended up in like an employee waiting room. It was weird.
Did you guys all just start doing it?
And just all got crazy because they're like, "Hey, what do we do? What do we do?" And everyone was okay with it.
This may be our last night alive.
And so then you see all these police cars, and it was crazy. But you listen to the news that night, and then the following weeks, there was never a gunshot there. What happened was a loud thud, bang. Something happened, and people presumed it was a gunshot. There was never anything, but all those police showed up. So it was a waste of money in that regard, but they have to do it, right? Because
it's easy to work up a group of people, you know, and especially if a lot of people, one person runs and like, oh shit, and I just start running. You know, eventually, a lot of people are gonna run with me. You get 5 people, then you pretty much got everyone else.
And then just imagine 50 people. So 50 people might look like a shitload of people. You know what I mean? It might not. You're like 10 people, like, oh crap, that's a group of 10. But just imagine 10 people just running amok in the mall, shooting up fireworks. Now I could kind of like imagine, all right, we got to surround this building. We got to do this and that. They could be guns. They could have guns. Blah blah blah. You know. So I could imagine, like the
Guys.
The extremities, especially.
You don't know if it's a terrorist attack or something.
Yeah, because let's just say this: when you're looking at a car chase, right? You're looking at a car chase, and they're like, "Why are they chasing like 50 cops with one guy just running like down the freeway?" You know what I mean? Why do they need so? Like, look at OJ, right? How many? You see that picture of like where?
Then look at Uvalde.
Well, OJ was a spectacle. That was like a huge.
Uvalde, yeah, right? Where you have all this force and nothing happens. So, and now there's a lot of people who I think were positively motivated to be more responsive in this. By this I mean maybe with the enforcement, right? Where it's like if there's something like that, there's a lot of officers that want to respond and not be amongst those that they perceive were either apprehensive, scared, whatever.
Cowardly.
They stood down, maybe even cowardly. They stood down and that kind of thing. So
yeah, either way, it's a fun start to the year, at least with our alien stuff coming out. Another big news was the list.
The list that everybody knows already.
John.
I saw a bunch of Johns on that list.
Yeah, there's a lot of John Does.
But what the big question is? The big question is
Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel dispute.
About the list. Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling each other out. Aaron Rodgers saying pretty much, he's on the list, and then Jimmy Kimmel was like, "Hey, F you, you're putting my family in danger." But then at the same time, Jimmy Kimmel made fun of him before, so it's like it's an ongoing thing back and forth with them. So it's like
Vince, our producer's in here telling us, let's end that conversation.
What?
I got the light. Hold on. Aliens again. Talking about something else. Aliens again.
But it's funny because everybody that's talking about whose name is the one that's being not mentioned in all these papers. So now they're
It's
going,
Hillary Clinton.
but they're saying if this
It's
patient,
Hillary Clinton.
if this
I think they
person,
know now.
Oh,
it could be because I mean, like, a lot of people are just like, it's guys, it's a bunch of guys just going to these and doing with like small children, but there's got to be female also that want to do with these small children. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
those
you're
are-
There are
and there's
a
just,
lot,
and there's,
it's gonna come out.
I like how you're rubbing your hands while you're talking this way.
I was like, man,
There's gotta be.
Sensationalized
there's
it.
gotta-
He's all licking his chops. We're gonna
There's
get
no-
all these fuckers.
one by one. But I think it might be someone that's working now with the investigation. That's why it's like we can't name this individual.
Well, I think it's fair to say that there should be women on the list too. You're right. Like the
Yeah.
proclivities of
No, I think there is.
general
There-
isn't just men or men bad. You know, there's going to be if
It's all men right now.
right.
And Ghislaine is the only one that has gone to jail. The only female, right? The only female has gone to jail, but all the males that like participate are like, oh no, it's
Yeah,
cool.
none of the Johns are like in trouble, but they're all out of the country right now too. So it's like, are they gonna come back? You know, it's like the Clintons aren't here right now, and you have what's his name, Dershowitz trying to defend himself like tooth and nail, like everything. Like why don't you talk about those people over there? And what about this? It's like, dude, you're guilty. You know, it's like he's like they're
They
showing
saw you do it. They saw you do it.
they're showing past interviews where he's saying like, nah, dude, like it should, you know, the age of consent should be 14. You know, him trying to like lower the whole thing, and I think that was the goal. Is these big people in power wanted to make it where it was okay to do this stuff, you know, lower the age so then they don't get in as much trouble as they're going to, because this is, like I said, these are just like people who visited the island, and then now it's gonna be like, hey, this isn't his little black book or anything like that, or the videos and all the gross damning shit that they really have on it, you know. I
Yeah,
think
because Epstein recorded everything. Supposedly, every room in the house,
he's
everywhere,
supposed to be a SOT agent.
was being recorded. So no matter, even if you wanted to go take a piss, you were probably getting recorded by Epstein. So he was like the main blackmail guy to get you to do things.
That's how I keep it at my house.
That's how I get John under control. I'll just send him the
everything you're
video.
doing.
Yeah, David is always like, hey, use the bathroom anytime.
Yeah,
anytime.
use this one. Use this
Use
one.
My
this-
bathroom.
You could only use this bathroom.
So that's how I know you looked through my underwear drawer when you were here last time.
I
Sorry,
was like,
John.
there's gotta be. There's just gotta be.
There's got to be that what? There's got to be that
Go
what?
ahead, put them on. Put them on.
Oh boy, yeah, it's a pretty powerful list, and it has a lot of potential punch.
There's
But
some
it's
damning stuff on
potential.
on Bill Clinton, like some really damning stuff on him, where it's you know, I don't know how the American people like at this point, like if we don't see any repercussions, what do we do about it, us as people, like, because we can't go start a
Well,
mob and do it, you know, we see what happens when that happens.
Right.
Yeah, the only thing is you have to just keep writing to your representatives. That's pretty much all we could do.
Just keep
Right.
making a noise about it.
Just keep making a noise, and suddenly one representative or one lawyer goes,
Right.
"Hey, you know what? I
wasn't on there, so I can fucking fight against it.
Yeah, let me sue," or like maybe a bunch of lawyers. Like, you know how doctors came together for this whole COVID thing? I mean, not the like beep 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 on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, disclaimer, not mentioning the jab.
I'll go back. I'll fix that because I cussed a couple times and.
But you know what?
No,
What
but-
though?
Family show.
Couldn't Epstein also be just like, obviously that was a real case, and that happened, and yes, hopefully we do see some convictions, right? Some people.
Prince Andrew is on there. And there's a
But at the
video
same
of him
time,
there.
Epstein represents the idea of the intricacies of the legal system, right? It's in an island that is governed by whose sovereignty? It's not the U.S. And so there's certain legalities of like, well, we did things in a different place, and if this
I
place
think he's
doesn't
just
want
right
to
up in
say
Florida.
we
I don't
did
think it's
something
that
wrong,
far.
well, here's people living in the United States, American citizens, and maybe citizens abroad, who have expressed, you know, the wrong that it was done to them, their victimhood, right? But yet they're in a sovereignty that is not that one. So it turns into kind of like how you gonna. It's almost like, okay, I put my money in the Cayman Islands. You can't tax me. Sorry. It's almost like following that. Oh, we did it in international waters.
It seems like the people that have the most of these, they get away with
Mm.
the most. You know how many silver coins you got?
Oh, okay. Coin.
In
Silver
your
coin.
pocket. I just so happen to have some coins right here. I feel like a fool that I just started got into collecting them right now. I didn't mean to change the subject that abruptly. But David's been waiting.
Wow, look at
David's
those.
been waiting to just
What,
like.
what is
hold
that
him
made
up.
out of? What are those made out of, David?
Can't hear you, David.
You're muted.
I have the one silver coin right now. I have two others coming. The Bitcoin one and the Doge coin are coming this week. The silver ones, I've already ordered them, and then I got these copper ones. The copper, they're all 1 ounce.
Those are all made from like all the pipes that's been stolen from abandoned houses.
Mm-hmm.
FYI.
Exactly. Tweaker pipes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's why your street light doesn't work.
But like the gold coins are super fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
it spikes from like the silver being like $30. Good jumping into a gold coin, a 1 ounce is like $2,000.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah, gold is we eventually want to get our hands on that.
I saw
Yeah,
some
so-
footage. I saw
I'm
some footage.
gonna, I'm gonna buy a little bit of silver every week, and then
Right.
then when it spikes a little bit, then I'm gonna get traded in for gold
Yeah, you
and start
go.
trying to collect it from there.
And I'll buy my gold from you,
Yeah.
David. I saw some
That's
footage
what I
where
did.
it was a guy.
Got-
he had-
Platinum's
he had
really
so much
expensive
gold.
too.
It was like one of those like gold dealers at the in the jewelry districts, and he had like a string of gold, and he just cut it, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go trade this in." Some guy measures it, and he gets $5,000 for it. I'm like, "Dang, he's literally living his life off of gold."
He's like, "You want a piece of
Trading
gold?
in. Here's
You want a piece of
$5,000. You need $5,000 to buy that. He's like, "Hold on one second."
Yeah, there's actually
Man.
there's
Well,
people that go down still to the river and do it old style, try to get
Yeah,
that little.
panhandling.
Well, I looked,
Or, you know,
I looked
you
at
do your-
the spike in value from like if you go back to like the mid 70s to early 80s, it's a 5,000% spike in gold that the price has gone up. If you go back to the last 10 years, it's been close to about 38 to 40% for gold, about 34% for silver. So it's
John
consistent.
had to carry this uncomfortable hunk of metal up his ass.
Yeah,
For
that's
10
why I keep
years.
mine. But you know, it's funny but that's
Just
the
a
thing,
whole roll of them?
They're saying about that with silver. They're saying it's literally being forced down
I just like that
because
noise.
silver should be as high as gold. A lot of
Yeah.
people, because of how rare it is and how much people want it, but they're saying they're keeping it down for some reason. But eventually, it's gonna come to an end, and it's gonna spike, and it's gonna spike the crap up. It's gonna just go, which is
Yeah,
kind of
but there'll
interesting.
come a time where they'll need your silver.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is really nice just holding these in your hand.
Yeah, I think I was telling you on a side chat that like I just feel like a badass having them. You know, I just feel kind of that.
Like
You
an
feel like
old
it's something
prospect.
like something actual substantial. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you feel the weight. You feel the weight in your hand. You're like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
it's something
you're
tangible.
like, this could be found 1,000 years from now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like-
You should write your name on it. You should deface
Oh, yeah,
it with
exactly.
name.
So what about digital coin?
Yeah. You can't deface it in the same way a digital coin, but you could probably deface a digital coin some way. But I don't know. You know, it'd be different. What do you think about digital
John got
coins?
replaced.
Oh, John got replaced. Oh, John just found his time
Everybody-
machine.
John
He's
got
in his-
replaced.
He's in his,
He went back in time.
for the listener, you wouldn't be able.
John
to
went back in
see that
time.
John had
The
a
days of
time
his
machine.
youth.
But unfortunately, the time machine restricts the audio capacity, so we won't be able to hear him until he returns to present time.
As you were saying though, James.
I was saying that you get like an actual, almost like a USB device for your tokens for your crypto, because you have it on Coinbase. Coinbase is your broker, or you have it on Kraken, which I believe John mentioned. Or you have it on Prodigy or whatever it is, Portal or whatever that one is with a P. I forget. But there's a bunch of them. But what if they go under? What if they go under? You lose access to the things you put your money to, and the only thing that had your wallet token was that broker. And so,
Well, that happened in the beginning when people had like their hard drives they threw away, you know,
Right,
with billions of dollars on it. People forgot their passwords and had like they gave them years to like try to figure it out, and a lot of people lost millions of dollars that they'll never get because it's like, hey man, it's just gone. There's a guy who bought a pizza with a Bitcoin, and now that pizza is worth $45,000.
that's crazy.
It's a trip, and then like I said, like it's kind of hard to, you know, for I guess the normal person like to understand something that is not physical. It's like, you know, like I said, like having these coins in my hand, I feel the weight, I have it,
Sure.
but I see the importance of Bitcoin. I'm invested in it also, you know. But
And our money is basically, I mean, buying on the internet, in it stabilizes that thought or whatever.
but I
Like,
can throw this at you.
You get a direct deposit into your bank account. You buy something online. You never saw the money, but you had it, didn't you? It was in your bank account. But it's just digital
I've been
representation.
thinking about that lately too. It's just like sometimes like you're not even seeing money. Like
Right.
what happened is what we do is we kept printing money. So then we like just so now the value that we have is oil, right? So that's
Well,
why
yeah, there's the petrodollar.
that's why we fight with all these other countries
Okay.
because it's like hey, that's the American value now because we printed so much extra money. Gold isn't the dollar isn't represented by gold anymore.
So,
you know, now
should we start collecting oil?
we
Sure,
should.
yeah, that's what's going on.
You're in Texas.
Because
Dude. Texas
also,
State.
also, and this is simplified for anyone who's well versed in. There we go.
Ooh, John, that's
Yeah,
a nice
look at that.
collection there.
But if those OPEC countries don't want to work nice with the U.S.,
Make a little
anymore,
noise, John, so
then
people
the
can
U.S.
see it.
needs to
Yeah.
have some leverage.
Oh yeah, you gotta make some noise, John.
Here, we got the.
So eventually, I'm going to own all those.
Wow, look at that.
Oh.
Clink, clink,
Did,
clink,
John, do you keep those in a case or like would you put those anything?
In this hand
No, I
wallet.
have this tube. I got a couple tubes like this.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
pods.
I've seen those online too.
He walks straight up.
He walks
gonna-
straight.
And then once I'm gonna own the world. No, I'm just-
But like I was saying, I could throw this at you, James.
Dude,
You know,
please don't.
it has value already.
now we're gonna all
It's
come and get robbed. Now we're all gonna come and get robbed.
Is
And
that
like-
most people have
thing
it.
I was watching on one of the clips. It was saying that if you do like certain tips, like when you first start collecting,
Yeah.
don't tell people that you're collecting.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Yeah,
tell
kind of mess.
don't tell like the less people that know, the better.
Yeah.
It's saying if you are collecting to for an investment or just to store money away, don't worry about getting the right year or certain things on certain coins and things like that because you're collecting more for the metals. And then also collect on like metals that you like the way they look, because if you're going to buy something, might as well have something that you like looking at too.
yeah, definitely. Exactly.
And then just go straight for purity. The purity of it, like a 99.9.
Mm.
Usually 99.9999 is what a lot of them will say. Once in a while, you'll see 99.0, 99.5. Keeping it there and the weight. But it does say that if the ones that do carry a little bit more value are the ones that are legal tendered as well. Because then regardless, it's going to have something behind it. So I bought like a couple of silver quarters this week too. So
I have some quarters. Just like I found in.
I just got them
$half and stuff like that.
They had them for like a deal. So I bought a few of those just to have.
1945s.
Something before the year when they were all silver.
That's the thing too about old money.
It says random years. It gives you like a year range when you order them online.
Yeah.
I don't know
Some
much
price-
about
some
old
your
money,
price-
but I know people do collect it. If you're out there and you do collect it, comment and let us know.
Yeah.
You know, some links and stuff. But I hear that like like Confederate money, it's a investment
I've
too.
looked at that too. They have those on the sites. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's all collecting. It's all over the collect. There's some more provocative collector items when it comes to that. But it's interesting. I went to a flea market more or less, and there was a person selling old coins and different coins. Dude had old Roman coins with like Hadrian Emperor on it.
So on
like
this site,
$5,
$50.
$50, and I'm like, wait a
That's
second.
cool.
So this is 2,000 years old, and this is
You can.
$50, and he's
Yes.
like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for 25. And I'm like, well, this is crazy because that must mean there was that much of an abundance of
The
that
abundance
coin.
of them. Yeah, on this site you can buy coins like that.
Yeah.
That I go through, and I was surprised at the pricing on them too. And I think I'm going to get them just so I
Yeah,
have something that
dude,
old.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
How cool is that?
Well, you could buy
Yeah,
Egyptian scarabs
Piece of history,
necklaces,
Wow.
because there's a huge abundance of those. but you
Yeah.
can buy an Egyptian scarabs that is like 2,000, 3,000 years
So
old.
how do they? Because the scare's a bug. So how does it?
Well, it's
harden?
like a gold bug or metal or whatever they shaped it out of, whatever type of stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
Got
see
it.
what these guys have to say.
But there's a huge abundance of them. And you can order them online.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's various different companies that you can order from. You should always like kind of do your
So did my
homework
guest
on it a little
do.
bit. You know, we do believe in doing your own research.
But let's check in on Andy
I'm worried about the world she's growing up in, and yet more so than ever. And yet
These guys are on the island.
all-time highs with massive craziness
They got the most
all
gold
around
coins.
us here at home, and unwinding of dollar supremacy little by little outside the country. It's
These are
called
the guys that
de-dollarization.
were coins for
Gold has gone
children.com.
unnoticed as it's reaching all-time highs. So it is a
Jesus.
mystery to me how the investing public completely ignores what's happening. And maybe to Al Gore's point that guys like you, the alternative media, are a threat to democracy
De-dollarization.
because the mainstream is not seeing all the same news. Well, the people who listen to you and others like you and me, I think, are prepared for what's coming. They don't look at this drop in gold and silver as anything more than just
disclaimer
the
below.
volatility we've all come to
How many
expect. But
disclaimers?
what it really does is it
The
keeps the
episode
mainstream
of
out of it.
disclaimers.
And therefore you have low premiums, you have great availability, and here you have gold at all-time highs on the LBMA and on GLD going completely unnoticed. I believe 2024, there will be an inflection point where gold and silver become mainstream. I don't know what that is, but I have a very hard time believing there won't be a black swan event. I really,
All right, John.
truly do.
That's enough. So there was a giant spike in gold and silver in 2011. I don't know what the reason was for it.
How big was it like a sword?
It
Or like
went something from I think it went up almost 80% year over year.
Candlestick.
So
It probably went with electronics, because you use gold for a lot of different electronics. So,
Yeah.
but
That's
it went down the previous year after. So then it kind of spiked back down 60%.
because a lot of Persians started wearing too much gold and it kind of became tacky and people don't want it no more.
That's just racist.
It is. Sorry, my Persian friends.
Racist.
Yeah,
So
I like gold. I like silver. I just like the metal itself. This just looks nice, for sure. I get it. Metallic stuff.
Yeah. So from 2009, let's see, what is this? This is average price. I believe this is per ounce on gold. 2009, it was 973.
I'm just gonna drink Goldschlager.
And yeah, okay, yeah. And then 2012, it spiked to 1600.
Damn.
Yeah, so from
Money
1200 to
markets.
1600, just with there. But then it did drop back down, and now it's at 2000 now, but that's still a huge spike.
That's the thing. The gold throughout the ages, at any age, it's always had value.
Yeah.
Any time in history, even when people are just making it for things, they were using it for the sun god. It's always been precious.
Incas.
Yeah, it's magic.
It's reflective. It looks like the sun.
Magic.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, and it's also interesting to know that for whatever reason that those 20 fighters down in Miami, they tried to exchange gold with that
With those
dancing-
alien.
that dancing alien, but it just didn't really.
But they
seem
said
to
that
work.
they were like this, and then they would appear over here, and that's the way they kind of move.
So, do you think the alien then moves in a telepathic or teleporting kind of telepathy?
Maybe it's as the Earth's magnetic field gets weaker.
What?
The alternate universe is it's not protected as much, so we're able to see a glimpse into it more. We're starting to get this merge go on because it's
Mind.
it's just that time of that we just happen to live in, where it's like, all right, it's weakened, and now we're going to start seeing these alternate reality come to life. That have always been, but we've always been protected from each other because of some magnetic force.
Well, I definitely saw some footage where it was just showing in like a CGI graphic what Earth's magnetic field does to deflect the solar rays and radiation of the sun, and it's insane. Where the spin of the Earth is so beneficial, and whatever material is at its core and throughout the crust and the magma and all that stuff, those layers.
Magma.
Something's going on there because it's like swimming. It's almost like swimming, like its arms, like as if you're swimming with that kind of whatever they call that swimming stroke or whatever. It's like pushing things away, and it keeps moving, it keeps spinning out. So
Churning.
yeah, you could be right. Yeah, that there's something, and that there's moments of the weakening of that, and that's what Aurora Borealis is. You're almost witnessing that motion happening in real time.
Yeah, it's like magnetized, ionized atoms in the atmosphere that turn green.
Yeah. Would you ever go and check that out?
I tried to when I was in Alaska, but the visibility wasn't the greatest at that time because there's a whole chart where you can look at where it says the visibility is like 5 today, or
And
Yeah, here's a chart. Where
wait, speaking of yeah,
you,
pull
like,
that
how
chart
the
up.
cosmic rays are peaking. See this? They have like
Okay.
this thing. Also, that's funny how you meant, because it says cosmic rays right here. Relocating through Earth's atmosphere for the percentage of space age mix. So it's pretty high up.
You know,
I heard something too that I was
wait,
telling my
zoom
mom
in
about
on that.
this.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I was telling my mom about this a while back, but like the sun is changing from like say the 70s to today's. The light,
Got a new hairdo.
the tint of the light is a little different. So that you can see it in say the wallpaper. Like in the 70s, we had more oranges and yellows and more bright sunny kind of things, and then now we're going more towards of like gunmetal gray. It was some weird like
Yeah.
correlation
heard
between
some
the
of
two, and it sounded interesting to me, and it kind of made sense a little bit. As the light dims a little bit, we look at other things become
I heard that.
popular.
I've heard that before. Someone tried to say it was kind of like, oh, the light changes as you get older. But I also heard a counterpoint
Your
that
eyes
said
get worse.
that there has been physical changes to paint because there are certain chemicals in paint that they've removed and certain ones they've switched to. So now you do get grays, blacks, and whites. When you look at car colors, for instance, you don't see all those like crazy cool greens that you used to, and blues and reds. There are
And
some,
maybe
but you
the
get
lead paint, that we used
that-
to use, maybe it was they don't like it no more because we can't have all the radio waves and waves that would go into your house.
right.
It's like, hey, so they like said so many damn kids were eating paint chips. I don't know how many kids are eating paint chips. It sounds like a ridiculous amount. Maybe it was hot. I wasn't there back then. But
Well, the thing is, they were saying is micro, right? When you're painting, or like if you're scraping it off and you're not wearing a mask, you're gonna breathe that shit in. It's not like they're
yeah,
kind of
I mean, we're not
physically
promoting
doing
lead
it,
paint, but
Oh no, but
yeah,
that's
like-
true though, John, because you could do that just accidentally, not realizing it. You're just trying to repaint the room.
exactly,
And then all of a sudden you got lead exposure.
exactly.
yeah, I guess the same with
whatever.
You just
asbestos.
scratch it off.
Dangerous
Yeah.
materials.
Not
But
good.
it's funny because the colors, going back to the colors, like they're being used more for like exotic cars now, like Ferraris. You got those,
But they're
weird-
wraps. But they're wraps though, right? They're not paint. It's a wrap.
Oh, like yeah, like I don't know if how much. Yeah, like if it's
Well,
like one of the coatings, or like if
yeah.
it's on.
Vince
Totally
knows
true, yeah.
about it. Vince recently worked at a paint shop. I mean, painting
Well,
versus
I mean, not
wrapping.
recently.
Yeah, how do you tell the
Over-
difference
in
between a
recent
wrap and
years,
a-
I mean, out of everyone here, I've worked in the industry.
You
I
could
guess.
tell the dead giveaway of a wrap versus a paint, though, right? And a lot of people don't recognize. They think that's a paint job. And it's like, no,
No,
that's
yeah.
actually
Well, the
a
wraps are
wrap.
kind of obvious, I think, because I mean,
I think they're kind of obvious too when you see a wrap.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think if you know what you're looking for, then sure. Which you two, maybe
I think
all
you're
four
just
of us do.
layman's.
they do
But I
dips that are pretty cool. When they do a design on something, I think those look pretty badass.
Then every time he's driving, he's like wrap, paint.
No, but what does happen is when you see when
Obvious
you do,
wrap. That's an obvious wrap.
when you do work in it, you start seeing like in body work, you start noticing every little ding on everybody's car, and you're like, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. It kind of sucks
Yeah.
because you just a perfectionist in your head, even though you're not going to do anything about
You're
it.
just judgy. You're just a judgy person.
Damn.
Yeah, I kind of am. I think we all are.
Look at that. Look at that girl. She's all banged
Major,
up.
that's a major bad rap right there.
We have to criticize until we feel comfortable enough to go grab the apple from the tree. Like, okay, it's good, it's safe now. But yeah, you start seeing all like the different like things, and I remember saying like, oh, how come like I remember the person I worked for, he had a Corvette, but it was like it needed a paint job bad, and it was like, how come you have this badass car? How come you don't paint it? And he's like, it's the whole same reason of someone who paints houses don't have their house painted. Last thing you want to do is come home and paint your car.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure,
and
sure.
like I said, even though it was a
Yeah,
cool
let's just get a nice one.
skill to know, it's better. Like I'd rather have someone else do it. You know,
Yeah,
same
yeah, that's true.
connection as well.
A nice paint finish, though, it really is the final touch on a car. But
Oh yeah, and it's interesting.
I do think
and,
there's something to be said about inconspicuous too. Like you driving around with a fire cherry red, everyone's looking at that color green, lime green you got or whatever. Everyone's gonna be
Or
like,
a
what?
racer-
And maybe you didn't want that. Maybe you just don't want that.
cops
Maybe
will
you
look
wanna
at
just-
you. You know,
Yeah, maybe you just want to drive around in the primer and be like, I'll just leave it like this because it's a nice car.
stay in the
anyways.
primer, bro.
Obvious to tell.
I don't know if I had a nice old vintage car, maybe like a Ford, something like Coupe or something. I'll get it like 36 Coupe or something. I'll get it like super bright red or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like super.
Yeah,
bright
that's
green.
definitely a show off car. You're gonna
Right.
wanna walk around. You want to be looking good in that. You know.
But I mean, do you want to like now? If you have like if one of my old cars, like a Toyota Corolla, and you had it like a bright red or a bright green, and people are like, I don't know, man, that's kind of looks really bad on it, or just get like a gray or white, So I guess probably it all depends,
It all depends on what you're into. Everything has its value. Like these coins have its value. Bitcoin has its value. Cars has its value.
Because then, let's
You
just
guys
say that
have its value.
you want to make it a race car, right? And then you got that bright colors. You know what I mean? Or you could get like
Four coats of competition orange.
Yeah, there you go, and like flare up that Toyota Corolla, all nasty style, and that should look probably cool.
Riding in 2024.
So who's gonna win it this year?
Oh, probably the Baltimore Ravens.
He's talking about the presidency.
What's that?
Now we got
It
the
is
secret. Now we got the
2024.
secret. James wants the Baltimore Ravens to win.
James wants the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, let's
all
go
the teams out there.
No, I want
Well,
the
you know
Lions.
who's gonna
I
win
want
it?
the Lions to win.
You know who's
Actually,
gonna win? It's gonna be the Niners, man, beating the
Lions to
Baltimore
win.
Ravens.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
Or it could be the Cowboys. Yeah, that's right. The Cowboys are in
Don't
that
forget.
shit too.
Or is it gonna be the Vets?
Rangers won baseball, and then if they catch it up, it's gonna be a big year, big
Texas.
season for
That'll be a
Texas.
huge Texas.
Yeah.
Sadly, who I think they're playing who are you guys playing? The Eagles or something like that?
Yeah, if they're playing away from home, they've been doing fucked up away from home, so we'll see.
Man. And I gotta see that.
January 6th, third anniversary, Three Kings Day. They're trying to cover it up with January 6th instead. They're like, forget about that holiday or forget about the Three Kings. Let's just
Well, who are three kings?
these guys, they just walked up and they said, I got some presents for that baby.
But they weren't kings, though, right? They were
This well-dressed man.
wise men.
Well-dressed man. This cat, man, he wants...
And we don't know. And it didn't say there was three, right? It says they gave three. There was three gifts.
So you're saying there might be more?
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of people, and they're probably not even a true story.
Dude, this cat wants to be all over the computer.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Cat
Williams,
Williams.
you gotta
No,
talk about
that-
Cat Williams right
that's
now.
been in my circulation like crazy right now. I'm like, dang, dude, this guy just said a lot of stuff, didn't he?
I know, it's cool. I like that.
He just blew it
I
out
like
there.
when someone's not afraid to speak their mind like that,
He just is stirring the pot.
I like it.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I,
So-
I also really like.
So then
Shannon
it's better
Sharp.
that we not say that the holiday didn't happen?
No, I think you try to cover up things, It's like
Well,
9/11
Jesus
is really
said
Jesus'
that
birthday, but now we know 9/11 is the day the Twin Towers fell.
But Jesus,
That's what I'm saying. So
why
now
is it
we
all
cover-
going back to Jesus with you?
Yeah, but Jesus, wait a minute.
Like, why are you going back to? Why are you going back to the Jesus? But couldn't the Jesus layer be that's what was put to misstep you? Like 2,000 years ago,
They're trying to
that was
erase
twisted already, and it was like the Savior movement.
I'll buy the coin. I'll buy the coin for you.
Had existed
Twin
for
Towers.
500 years before Jesus. People had been saying in different places, like, "Oh yeah, no, there's my God saved us. My God saved us. My God was resurrected and was put into the stars."
The consolidation of God.
And then
Remember
all
we
of
were
a
talking
sudden,
about that?
and then yeah, that's what I mean. And so then, like, it could be a miss. I know that I'm gonna get a lot of disclaimer below now. Disclaimer, watch out. But I'm just saying that,
The
like,
episode of
you got to
disclaimer.
include that as a potential misstep in the puzzle here, where you can't just say, "Oh, but the Bible's got to be right," because I mean that's
No,
kind of
yeah.
unfair,
Like I said, I'm all for let's find the beginning, and then we'll find out that none of it really matters. anyone can see. Nothing really matters.
Oh,
Nothing really-
yeah, I saw
Nothing
you.
matters to me.
Oh, okay. Watch out. I
You
like
know what
that.
matters?
And
You
on
know
that
what
note,
matters?
guys,
No, this is what matters. Who's playing? So we got LA.
Well,
Detroit.
this may not be true by the next time we hear this, but here we go. We're at the onset.
Dallas Stars.
Have you guys listened to AI Freddie
how
Mercury
hard are
singing
John's
songs?
fingers crossed right now?
They're
Oh.
they're
They're crossed and twisted up in them.
oh my
Oh
goodness.
wow!
Wow. For Sundays. Well, this is next. When's the first playoff game? Is it fall on a Monday or a Thursday or a Saturday or a Sunday?
January 15th is right here, or 13th.
January 13th, huh? That is Saturday. All right. That sounds.
Get the chips out.
Get ready, everyone. Do push-ups. Keep your body in shape, just like the
Yep.
athletes.
Yep, 2024.
Strong
brand
body,
new
strong
year,
mind, strong
More
spirit.
brand new shows. Comment below. Tell us what we should talk
Yeah.
about, or
Let's talk.
let us know
about
what you want to hear.
you. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning into this 5th episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.